This is his first time. I would like, maybe you want to tell everybody your reaction to the movie, because this is his first time that I even know his reaction.
Yeah, I like it that, you know, like...
it's very meta experience.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, my biggest thing to the movie is it just didn't really expand upon literally everything that was going on. It's like you got a snippet of like everything that really happened, but you didn't really get to see like the true like details, like
Well,
anything expanded
we have an
out
hour
into,
and a
like,
half. Yeah.
Exactly. No, exactly. Where
So
like you had to like really compact everything, so it's really hard to just expand on really everything that's going on like during the film.
There's obviously a lot more to go into because of the fact that this is a pitch for a miniseries. Hopefully we can get 13 episodes and really go into it. This was supposed to be a sizzler. We had so much, like 5-minute sizzler. We had so much footage that we got to really do this, which is great, you know, and it's sort of like a docudrama of my life. Do you remember these scenes like word for word from what it was like?
No, it was creepy.
It was crazy. I mean, it's really, this was my life. This person right here who's filming, he was another character. This is my best friend, Carlos. Okay, so just some things that I want to touch upon before I guess we extend this to you. Some of the other characters that are here that we're lucky enough to have present. This is Marcus Acosta, and he played Gordon. Gordon was the character who was in the closet, and as you see, I kind of stalked him a little bit and was obsessive. My character has borderline personality disorder. I don't know if you guys know a lot about borderline personality disorder. She supposedly has it in Fatal Attraction, and that's why he's like, you're like Fatal Attraction. Glenn Close has come out and apologized about, you know, the way it's depicted as, she's depicted as sort of a villain. And I'm just trying to show that, you know, sometimes, of course, I'm not always as wonderful as I could be, and then sometimes, you know, I'm just a human being. It's like, you know, I have my flaws, but then I have my ups. And his character is also someone who betrays me and keeps me as his secret, and, you know, I mean, obviously, like, I'm going to have a reaction to this, you know? It's like, I mean, the guy in Fatal Attraction, he's not that innocent either, you know? So there is a double standard that she's a villain, because she's really not. So we sort of see that, and at the same time, he's not, you know, he's not totally victimized or villainized either, where there's a very big gray area there. Then we see Nathan Marcus. He plays the lawyer. He plays Judah. Judah's character is named Judah based on the biblical reference that he stabs me in the back. And he's sort of what is our fallen lost boy. He's our Captain Hook of the series. Because of the fact that we sort of have this bullying relationship where...
It wasn't even really brought out, like, completely.
It's, I mean, he's obsessively bullying. He knows the real... Yes, and it's true. It's both ways. You see that, like, I bully him, and then therefore he bullies me back, and it just becomes this And here's the thing. Peter Pan bullies Captain Hook as much as Captain Hook bullies him. And they say in the novel, when Captain Hook leaves, Peter Pan cries because it means the fight is over. They're obsessed with this fight. And when Cooper comes in, Cooper is fulfilling the Judah role, and really he can't do it because it's like he's just not that kind of person. But just to be part of this group, he's trying to do it for Andrew, my character, me, but really at the same time, he just maybe can't. And then we have Sini Kangasmaki, who plays Isabel, Sini Hill. We're unsure of her real name yet.
Well,
something. And Sini. As of right now, she's Sini, like Madonna. And she was absolutely wonderful. She's really, I mean, she does a lot of comic relief, but a big part of the dramatic part of her role is we come in and during the fashion part of my life. And her character is similar to my character in the way that there's a big double standard of beauty and using it to your asset. And I mean, obviously this girl is so strikingly gorgeous that you can't breathe. And I mean, the real girl is very much like this too. She's from Russia, she's very severe, but she says it's like, you use your beauty for power, and then it's like, and then at the same time, you know, treat me like eye candy, but then you need to be treated like soul food. And it's like, and who's going to treat someone like this totally seriously at first when they see her looks, and then when they get their foot in the door, all it's like, you know, well, please. I mean, the real person is just a very serious, great worker, but it's very hard to get past the looks, you know? So she is a very strong woman, and we get to see a great source of feminism there. So why don't you guys all talk about your roles a little bit? These sort of characters. Go ahead. Anyone wants? Go ahead, Steve.
Well, you pretty much said what my role is. So I play Isabel. I think I'm actually facing like pretty much the same issues like in my real life that she is, because like, you know, having the look or like that like kind of makes it difficult, you know, to show that you're actually independent and you're strong and you're good, like hardworking person and a businesswoman. But I think what is great about her is she's a feminist, and she's also, when she's so independent, she's also like, she has a good heart, and she's Andrew's partner in crime. And
I totally agree with everything she just, I mean, and like you see how she just said she's facing this in her real life. Casting took 2 months. We really were very dedicated to casting people, like as you see, I mean, him with the character who played him, or the actor who played him. It's the girl who's, I mean, they're very similar. They're just very similar in who they are in spirit. And you could see that she would go through something like that in her real life, because she's gorgeous and she is very determined. And I mean, casting was, people just blended into who they were. It became very seamless. Go ahead.
Well, you pretty much said everything that needed to be said. Judah represents the Captain Hook of the story. And the games that Judah and Andrew play aren't really games. They're not so playful. They're very deep. Maybe there's a sexual underlining. We don't know yet. But definitely there's a lot of bullying going on. Definitely both ways, and it's back and forth addiction, and it's just not healthy for either party. And that's my character.
I think, you know, bullying, it's like, you know, everybody says, oh, stop bullying, stop bullying. And of course, stopping bullying would be a great thing, but the thing is that there is a lot of gay porn out there that features bullying in it. Like, I mean, I think there's a lot of porn in general that features bullying in it. I think that people are very conditioned with bullying. Social Darwinism is a lot of bullying. And this character, he says there might be a sexual underlining. I think that in men, there's a lot of competition that goes on, and I think that he's obsessed with himself more than anything in the whole world. This is a person who's very obsessed with himself. And like he says to me, are you obsessed with me? I think I'm obsessed with you. No, you're just obsessed with yourself. You just want to have this power. And really, I mean, what we see is, whereas the other boyfriend, the other Captain Hook, the blonde guy, he really comes out and he bullies me outright. He's much more underhanded. He understands that there was something from my past, and he uses it like, come on, bro. Like, you know, he uses it against me. That's a really sick person. There's something really, really sick and involved here. Go ahead.
One of the things that I love about playing Gordon is that I feel like his internal conflict that has to do with his homosexuality is something that's universal. I mean, we all have a closet at one point or another in our lives, whether it's I'm going to come out as gay, or I have cancer, or something that you have to speak to people about in your life that you're afraid to. And I think that Gordon actually idolizes you in some sense, you know, because you're fearless. It's just a really interesting relationship.
I think he absolutely idolizes me, and at the same time, someone like him, and someone like Judah as well, I think when these people do idolize you, and even that girl, the Magdalena character, when they idolize you, the only way for them to deal with it is to destroy you, you know? Go ahead, yeah, please, let's take some questions.
Love all of the characters and how interesting this interrelationship is. It's very difficult to write a story where the main character is so all over the place and so neurotic and crazy. So I wonder, do you have a specific idea in your head where Andrew is going, what he wants in life, and do you have a reason why all of these people stay connected to him and don't just drift away? I mean, they all seem to be obsessed with him, and so I wonder what it is that keeps them coming back, even though this is such a difficult relationship.
Why do you think?
I mean, okay, it's really hard to encumber everything into like an hour and a half that spans over like 10 years basically.
Yeah.
But I feel like everything like that Andrew looks for is like he's looking for different things at certain points of his life. But ultimately it all comes down to family in some way.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like either it's a reflection of himself and he's looking for someone who's almost like basically just like him, or he's looking for someone who's basically almost a polar opposite, or someone who can complement him in some way, which can also like play into that whole aspect. The same thing with like Peter Pandrew, almost like he's almost looking for someone who's willing to go on that adventure for the rest of his life. It's really how can he almost basically make this work in like polyandry, even though like
I think a big thing too is that
it was basically that was like okay, maybe I came into like your story like kind of late, but that ended up becoming like a big thing. And how can you really make this happen? Almost having a family with almost all these dysfunctional people and like making it work.
I think a big thing is that also, you know, all of these characters in their own way, like, you know, you see someone like the Jane character, she's sort of our Wendy, or Evan, the one who's like making fun of it, and she's like, you threw this party. As much as they're saying they don't want to be here, it's like, but you are here. It's like, you are in Neverland. Why didn't Jane go off and get married? You know, and she's still not. I think deep down it's like, she wants to blame it on me, she wants to like micromanage her feelings, but the thing is that she very much, there's something about all of these characters that very much wants to be part of this Neverland, you know, and they're very drawn to a person like me because they either see themselves in me or see something they want to be here, you know?
It's almost like that dual thing. It's like one part of you wants that calm and stability where you can just like have that ordinary life and do whatever, and like Andrew almost brings out that other side where we can almost be like kids forever and just keep having fun and just like, I don't know like the right words to explain it because I'm just coming off the dot with it, but he almost brings out that side of us where we could be in Neverland and just like keep having fun.
Well, I think that if you know anyone that has borderline personality disorder, like the border between you and that person kind of dissolves. I mean, they really get very intimate with you, and very, very, very quickly.
Yes.
And it's a very, very dangerous cocktail of emotions.
Can I just say one other thing? Okay, one of the other biggest thing is like you'll have friends for years, but sometimes you'll have these friends for years, but you won't really know them. Like let's say you work with somebody, you've known them for 5 years, but you don't really know them. Like Andrew somehow has a way of being able to break down, like just finding all the elephants in the room and just knowing them, just knowing every little almost part of you. And it's just like that little bit is just what kind of brings you keep coming back. Because there's always like that sense of adventure, there's a sense of like someone who really knows who you are, or like be able to like really
it's
go
like that
with
Taylor
it.
Swift song right now. Because they'll come back each time they leave. Because darling, I'm a nightmare dressed as a daydream.
Right, so did they see like this daydream?
Yeah, I think they do, and I think at the same time, like again in that song, she says, you know, like, you know, I have a lot of ex-lovers and they might call me crazy. She's like, but they say that I'm insane, but you know, I love the players and they love my game. These are people, like, I mean, really, okay, so I have healthier relationships with the character of Isabel. You know, you can see that, and I have healthier relationships with his character. I mean, but then there are some characters who I think enjoy a game in general. In their other relationships, they enjoy it going on, you know? And I think that that's a big part of it, is like they're competitive people, they're dangerous people, and this is their way of, like, this is their way of getting that out. You know, it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna go do my normal stuff on the side, and it's like, this is great, I could do this, you know, weird, you know, competitive, like, Neverland stuff with you. And I think that's a part of it.
Like one of the things, like I said earlier, there's like let's say the personality I always portray when I'm at a job. Andrew is like that part where I can like just be myself or not always have to portray like that other part. And there's always like that kind of thrill to it where like it kind of keeps bringing you back for more. Like somehow, I don't know how it is, but there's always that thrill, like if I keep going back, like I know there's going to be some kind of adventure, I know there's going to be some kind of drama behind it, where it's better than just going home or watching TV or whatever.
Okay, I have another question.
Oh, go ahead. We got very lucky with extraordinary actors, and just
The actors were great.
absolutely, they're outstanding.
100%, like round of applause right there.
And the writing was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I think,
The writing was unbelievable.
and we just worked with what we, like again, it was supposed to be a 5-minute trailer. We worked with what we had in order to pitch it, and again, we're pitching it with the fact that this is my life, and we should sort of use this recreating of home movies to say that this is the truth, which it is. It's, I mean, like he said, it's like, you can see, like, I'm sure he was sitting there and being like, oh my God, these are words I've said, you know? And, I mean, like, and that's sort of how, that's sort of the beauty of it, is the fact that this is just a home movie recreated.
Would you like to show the trailer?
This is extremely important.
Right.
They're so beautiful. I mean,
The
you're
cast
good
is
actors.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Would you like to show the trailer so that they know what you're talking about?
Oh, the trailer. You can if you go online, the trailer is definitely available. Look up Peter Pandrew. That's
And yeah, just on that point, is like he's combining 10 years into an hour and a half. It's really hard to expand everything to really get you to like realize what's really going on.
As someone who I guess was there, like that's why he's so caught up in the fact that like there's so much missing. And it's like, I mean, really, I just tried to give the heart of the story. It's like I didn't try and give every little detail because it's like I do lead a very colorful life. Like I mean, like again, his character and the girl who were sort of. I mean, that did not scratch the surface. Yeah, he's beautiful. He is a terrific actor. I love when he. I mean, one of my favorite moments of the whole movie is when he checks his watch at the end because it's so Captain Hook. You know?
I love that.
So,
like, oh, we gotta go check on him.
Exactly. It was wonderful. It was just such a wonderful instinct. I love all these actors. Like they just did such a wonderful job. And I think that it doesn't scratch the surface. I would love for this to really be able to tell more of the story, you know. But we just tried to give the heart of the characters and the heart of the relationship of what's going on, you know. You get to see with me and her that there is this understanding of like, I get you, you know, you're so gorgeous, and it's both as much of a blessing as it can be a curse. And then she sees, it's like, here I am, and I'm basically whoring myself out to this man. And then it's like you see that there's like remorse and pride at the same time, you know?
Can I just, what other thing? Like, I just feel like, okay, I know so much of the story that is like hard not to add on. Like her character, it's really like she's straight from Russia, so she really needs to like figure out a way to stabilize herself here in America. So she's trying to do all these things while at the same time really trying to like get her footing.
Do you want to elaborate on that since you are from another country as well?
I'm from Finland actually, so I'm like not from Russia, but from a neighbor. So that's a really big issue. You know, you want to be like a real businesswoman, you want to have a career here, but it's like all the options you have is basically, you know, get like a great job from somewhere you get the visa, or then just like marry someone what the real person did.
Right.
No, made the visa.
Like,
South of Russia?
Yeah, the original character is.
The original character. The original
she's
character.
from Russia,
Right.
but I'm from Finland. But
so when she came into audition, she was so adorable, and she's just like, I'm not from Russia. She's like, so I don't know if I could ever do this. And I was just, and every guy in the room was just like, they just looked at her, and really, it's like the call for the actress was the most beautiful girl in the world, and they're like, you could do this. Like, I mean, like you have it, you know.
But that's like the reality is that it's so hard. Like you have to like pay for a marriage. What do you call it here? Like when you like just marry someone for the like money, and then you get to stay in the country. But I'm not doing that. But I'm gonna like really work here. But
It would be nice if there were episodes that focused on individuals.
Well, that's a big part of what I mean. This is broke down chapter-wise into individuals, and really, like Orange is the New Black, what this is my character sort of takes you through the other characters, and you know, I'm the only one who's outright diagnosed with bipolar and borderline, but other characters have their, I guess, diagnoses as well, and I don't know if you picked up on any of their, is anybody into psychology? What?
All over the place. Every one of them's got a severe disability of one kind or another.
Yeah, was there anything you picked up in particular?
Well, other than the lawyers, I mean, we can't even call it passive-aggressive behavior. But, it just, I'm not fluent in the technique.
He's a downright sociopath.
But he's
He's a sociopath. Narcissistic sociopath. Absolutely. And he definitely, he's an interesting disorder. I mean, we don't even know what he is yet. I mean, he's still in my life, torturing me like crazy, in the real person.
All right, to wrap up.
Okay, so we want to thank you all so much for coming in, and thank you. You have your sheets. Give them over to us. We're so happy to be here. You guys were a fantastic audience. It's been wonderful to be in Staten Island, and thank you for St. Peter King. Keep checking up on updates, and hopefully we'll be in a mini series soon.